Good morning, everyone. I'm Seema. So nowadays we hear a lot of about artificial intelligence or AI. So let's take some time to understand how and what is AI. So, for example, when a human baby is born, the baby cannot recognize the colors like red, blue, green, etc. Elders like the parents or all the others around the baby will start showing it different colors and teach the baby to identify the colors. The baby may do mistakes in the initial stages to recognize the color. That's when the parents correct it so that the baby actually identifies the color. So this is how a human intelligence is developed. In a similar way, in computer world, um, we have developed people have developed models which for which they have fed data and made it to build intelligence and do certain things. That's exactly what is artificial intelligence. Let's do a deep dive and understand what are the different techniques or methodologies in artificial intelligence in our next few slides. Artificial intelligence. So, what is AI? AI is techniques that help machines and computers mimic human behavior. Or, in simple word, AI is intelligence demonstrated by machines as opposed to natural intelligence displayed by humans or animals. So, it is just behaving just like human, whereas human and animals have natural intelligence, but computers we have made them artificially. At the highest level, AI is a device being smart, a machine acting like human. It is a simulation of human intelligence processed by machines, especially computer systems. So machines behaving like humans, where we have fed and built the intelligence artificially, is called artificial intelligence. So how is it possible? It is possible because of machine learning. So what is machine learning? It's a general technique or variety of techniques that make the device smart. So through this technique, the model or the device is made to understand and behave smart. It's a branch of artificial intelligence based on the idea that system can learn from data, identify pattern, and make decisions with minimal human intervention, just like how a parent feeds the data of different colors to the baby and makes it understand. Here we feed data through different patterns, and we make the model identify and make decisions. So the innermost level is deep learning. There is another level within machine learning, which is called deep learning. It is a subset of machine learning, which is especially a neural network with three or more layers. These neural networks attempt to simulate the behavior of human brain, allowing it to learn from large amount of data. Just like human brain, there are different layers that are formed in deep learning, and it will follow a pattern to behave in a certain way. So few examples of this is deep fake, where you know um, images or videos like an actual person can also be created based on some videos and pictures that we feed to the model. So machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. We are going to learn about these two in a later point of time. Let's look at the few examples of AI. So, typing using software, shopping online, chatbots, etc. So let's now look at the landscape of artificial intelligence. There are a lot of things under artificial intelligence: autonomous system like driverless cars, machine learning, neural networks, pattern recognition, natural language processing. Similarly, there are a lot of them in the overall artificial intelligence landscape. So we are going to learn or understand a few of them. So, artificial intelligence endeavors to simulate the natural intelligence of human being into machine, thus making them behave intelligently. So, they are supposed to imitate human behavior. And to perform this, we provide a lot of data, and it's all based on knowledge base, so that it makes decision. And it can also learn from its past experience. So if it has made a mistake, it will correct, and it will also implement. So here are some models or like subsets of AI: natural language processing or NLP, virtual reality or VR, augmented reality or AR, robotics, machine learning. So now let's first look into NLP. NLP is natural language processing. It is predominantly to do with any intelligence which is applied for language. So, like typing feature of search engine that helps you to suggest what is the next word or the entire sentence, spell check, all these are to do with natural language processing. It deals with the interaction between human and computers using human spoken languages such as Hindi, English. You can speak in any language and it will understand and interact. In fact, it is possible to search the web or operate or control our device using our voice. Even we can do a voice interaction. All this has been possible by NLP. An NLP system can perform text to speech and speech to text conversions also. So you can use your phone's voice button, and then you can even search. So some examples: voice search engine. So whatever we search using voice, text translators. So we can even translate from one language to another language. Spell check, email filters, so it can filter out if there are spams, etc. So basically any intelligence which used or which is pertaining to language uses NLP models. Virtual reality: everything that we see around us, we feel through our senses. Thus we see, we feel through our skin, we hear through our ear, we taste, etc. So similarly, this particular model creates a virtual world for you. So it gives you a three-dimensional computer-generated situation that simulates the real world. So it creates a world which is not actually there. The user can interact with and explore the environment by getting immersed in it while interacting with the objects and other actions of the user. So you can even interact with some of the VR models. So at present, we get that feeling through a VR headset. So you can see that this person is wearing a VR headset, and through that he can see and feel certain things which are not actually around him. So a very good example is the 3D 4D movies that we watch in theater, where we wear a spectacles. So there are, like, 5D, where you see rain coming, you get the wind blowing, the chairs shake, all these things. So along with that, you will have a headset or the spectacle, which gives you a feeling of a virtual world. The world does not exist like that around you, but after you wear it, you feel all that. So example is gaming. A lot of gaming, games are there where you wear such headsets and you go, even you can, what is it? You can ride a flight or drive a flight or etc. Military VR training, flight simulations, vehicle simulations, VR movies. So these are examples of virtual reality. Similarly, we have another thing called augmented reality. So the superimposition of computer generated perceptual information over the existing physical surrounding is called augmented reality. So for example, there are some websites where if you want to buy a curtain for your living room, you can actually take your phone's camera and take a picture or take a video of your living room, and or move it around. You can feel, or you can see how the curtains look in your living room. So here the augmented reality is, the curtain is not there in your living room, but you can actually augment it. So that's exactly what happens in augmented reality. It adds components of the digital world to the physical world. So from digital world, physical world, it just merges and give you a feeling of how you see things. Along with associated tactiles and other sensory requirements, thereby making the environment interactive and digitally manipulable. So users can access information about the nearest place with reference to their current location. For example, this person is moving his phone around and he can see what are the different places that are there. So, a few example travel review of places. So you can actually take your camera and move it around, or showcase it or show it to something, a tourist place, and then it gives you all the reviews of that place, etc. Can access real-time information of historic places by pointing on image. Even, if you point at an image, it can tell all the historic information. Items for your house, which I told, curtain for your living room. That's a classic example. Robotics. So robotics, we are very familiar. A robot is basically a machine capable of carrying out one or more tasks automatically with accuracy and precision. So we use robotics to ensure that things happen automatically and it happens perfectly. Unlike other machines, a robot is programmable by computer, which means it can follow the instructions given through computer programs. Robots were initially conceptualized for doing repetitive industrial tasks that are boring or stressful for humans or were labor intensive. So initially, robots were developed to do something which is repeated or which is very stressful for human. Now we have put intelligence in robot so that it can do things automatically. Robots that resemble human are called humanoids. So we use a word called humanoids for robots that look like human. Robots are being used in industries, medical science, bio. There are a lot of places where we use it. So here are some pictures of robots. The second one is a humanoid. The last one is a drone. Drone is also an example of a robot. Machine learning. So machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence wherein computers have the ability to learn from data using statistical techniques without being explicitly programmed by a human. So we don't program it completely. We use some statistical techniques and we feed data and we build the model. It comprises algorithms that use data to learn on their own and make predictions. So most of the time they learn by themselves. These algorithms are called models. We call them models. They're first trained and tested using a training data. We have a different set of data. First set of data we give to train the model, and then we do the testing using the testing data. So after successive training, once these models are able to give results to an acceptable level of accuracy, they are made to make predictions about new and unknown data. So for every model, we try to take it to a certain level of accuracy. That's called acceptable level of accuracy. So for example, if I am trying to identify a picture and say who is that, so I may expect only till 80%. But if I'm trying to do something with human body, where I'm trying to do a surgery on a human body using machine learning or some of these techniques, my accuracy level should be 99.9%. So based on different situations, we build the model to a certain level of accuracy, and then we let it to actually go ahead and use. Example, social media, appropriate emoticons, friend suggestions on Facebook, filtered on Instagram, etc. So these are some of the examples. Maps, identification of route in our selected destination. Face detection. So face detection is also done through machine learning, where you have a pattern for your iris and it detects the face. Deep learning. So as I told already, deep learning uses it works just like human brain, where each of these layers are connected. In our human brain, these are like neurons, and they connect and they give you an output. So, for example, if you are trying to identify an animal, so if an animal has four legs, assume that it gets into this loop, and then it goes and checks if it has a tail, and how long is the tail. If it is long, it just goes to the next one. So here it identifies if the animal has stripes. If it has stripes, it identifies it as a tiger. So similarly, it has its own pattern, and each of these neurons will have a feature to identify, based on which this gets into different things, and you get the output layer. So it can have any number of layers starting from three. Deep learning was inspired by the structure and function of brain, namely mainly the interconnection of many neurons. So this is how an actual brain also works. Artificial neural networks are algorithms that mimic the biological structure of brain. So it just mimics the ANNs, mimic the brain structure. There are neurons which have discrete layers and connections to other neurons. So these are all called neurons. Each layer picks up a specific feature to learn, such as curves, edges in image recognition, etc. So as I told, if I'm feeding an animal picture and trying to identify, each of these neurons has its own feature, like if it has four legs, if it has tail, how long is the tail, if it has stripes. So that's how each of these identify features, and it makes a decision. It's this layering that gives deep learning its name. Depth is created by using multiple layers as opposed to single layer. So because we have multiple layers in it, it is called as deep learning. Many, deep fake images, deep fake videos are created using deep learning, where celebrity personalities have been mimicked. Their videos have been created where they were not actually present. Now let's get into the advantages and disadvantages of AI. So advantages are completion of looping or repetitive tasks without making errors. So there are not much errors like human beings, so it does without much error. Cannot tire and work all day long on a particular task until the desired results are accomplished. So it doesn't get tired like human being. It can do multiple things. They have the ability to perform faster computation compared to human with precise results. So they'll do faster calculation and accurate. They also have tons of real life applications to make our daily life simpler. So there are a lot of things which make our life simpler. Disadvantages. Building AI model from scratch can be time consuming and resourcefully exhaustive. So most of the AI development happens with ready-made models. So starting from scratch is very time consuming, and it takes a lot of resources. Building such models may not be possible on regular PC. So you cannot do it on your regular computers. As I told, you need something called GPU or graphic processing unit, which are very robust, and you cannot do it in your regular PC. The deployment and maintenance of AI models can also be quite expensive. So the maintenance of this is also very expensive. AI cannot be used to accomplish more superior and intellectual tasks as of today. So as of today, we cannot do anything and everything using AI. We still need human intelligence to do certain things. So with this, we are closing this session of artificial intelligence. Keep learning.